Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Culture Review. We have a panel that will fluctuate in size as the show goes on. I want to say hi to all of you that are already out there in the chat. Thanks for arriving early. Sorry, we were about 30 seconds late starting, but it was a good thing to happen. And just want to
it's all my fault.
It's fine. I just want to, let's start with our very special guest who's on the panel today that I get to hang out with. I'm very privileged to hang out with a few times a week, it seems. The very lovely Lorena Creel.
Hello, everybody, and a happy, wonderful, and blessed Sunday morning to all of you. Glad to be here.
Well, thank you very much. And of course, Lorena's got a great show happening this evening that I also get to be a part of. It's called Welcome to Florida. And tonight, it looks like we're featuring Florida Woman.
Yes. So for those of you who aren't interested in the Super Bowl for various reasons, me because I really don't care about the teams that are playing, come on out and check out various Florida Woman stories, which are at a whole nother level. In keeping with the Florida Woman theme, we've got Arwen Avalon and Purple Valkyrie who are joining the panel as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a crazy time. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it for a lot of reasons, and there's some other things coming up this week. Lorena's really busy, so do check out. She's already got stuff already linked for the week as far as her live streams go. She's doing a lot of surprise stuff for those of you that are members. So if you're a member, make sure your notifications are on. You check them. Yeah. All right, and then right below Lorena, of course, is the artist I'm very proud of, who is a proud honorary Canadian himself. Also, he's got a new stream that's coming up. He's reigniting the Makini Draws live stream, which is going to happen right after the show. The link is in the description in the panel below. And with that, Makini, how's it going, my friend?
I'm doing great, guys. Good to see you guys again. And yes, you're absolutely correct, Culture. After a whole entire month of delays, Makini Live is returning for season 6. Join me, Bruce and Barrow, Mads Mulberries. We bring some art, some spice, and just absolute lot of fun to your Sunday afternoon, especially for those if you're deciding to not watch the Super Bowl. We're going to get into a lot of things, and it's going to be just a really, really fun afternoon stream if you guys don't want to be here. Plus, of course, I'm bringing you plenty of art, plenty of video content throughout this week as well with my Maki sketch diary as well. And plus, we'll be doing a special Maki Live on Friday, as I will not be able to do one on Sundays. But stay tuned for that, guys. Plenty of content from me.
That's going to be great. Can't wait. Always. All right. And last but not least, sorry, it's hard to take your eyes off of what he draws. Last but not least, one of my best friends, one of my longtime panelists, one of the people I hang out with quite frequently as well, the very talented Wes Moody, the Wes Moody webcast, who has streams on pretty much everything. What's going on, Wes?
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here on the Sunday Culture Review. And hello, Lorena and Makini. It's good to be here.
Hello.
Hey, so yeah, we did a conspiracy the other day, which is pretty fun, and that was who built the moon. So talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams. In fact, I got my trusty controller right here, and I vlog about whatever the heck I want to.
Well, you have a great webcast. I love hanging out there. I'm probably going to make it to the Tuesday show. We'll see. because I like to do some trekking on Tuesday. We split that one between here and Odyssey. So Wes does a lot of stuff on Odyssey as well. Some things that usually you can't cover on more restrictive platforms. So do check out that content there as well. I think all of us are starting to roll over to Odyssey and now Rumble as well. So I know I have a Rumble channel. I'm not sure who else here does. Do any of you have?
Not
I do.
yet.
I'm having trouble porting my content over, though. It's not as intuitive on that aspect as Odyssey, I found.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's another thing on the list. I mean, I have
It
Odyssey. It is. It's like I had Odyssey set up months ago as the backup to archive like all of my streams, but Rumble is yet another thing on the punch list.
You know what? It never seems to end, because after I get the Rumble thing to a point where I'm comfortable with it, I'm going to get a bit shoot together. So, but you know, there's never an end. But I just want to say hi to our great audience. We got a lot of wonderful humans in the chat. We already have some super chats and some member chats. So let's get to those. Let's see. We've got, wow, gosh, you guys started early. Thanks for being here. Chris Mead joined us, very first commenter today. Good to see you, my friend. And yes, you are a gifted author, so keep writing, my friend. The ever lovely Tina Bojan is joining us today. Look at her headdress.
Hello, Tina.
Look at her.
She is all set for tomorrow. She is all set for a little
She's so
Valentine's.
set for tomorrow.
So was Jane Theory. Jane Theory's got the little ear heart things too. I think those are kind of cute. You got the Red Gaze out there. We've got HVP hanging out with us. Dragon Master 360. Hey, Keely Chow is here, Lorena. What do you say to Keely Chow?
Roll Tide.
Yeah, that's right. Roll Tide. We got Sharp 3D in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Jaffo is hanging out with us. Great to see you. We've got the Disney man himself, Rogue Disney, hanging out here, making some chili.
Ew.
Looks like chili, gumbo, or lasagna. I'm thinking gumbo. I would roll with some gumbo.
Oh, I would love to too.
Yeah. It's time of year for it. Tim Hayes is here. Slow mode is on. It absolutely is, but it's only a 10-second wait time. I do that on purpose. I want everybody to be able to comment, but I want some control in the chat for the mods. So turn on that 10-second slow mode. And Shellback has made his way back into the room. Hey, what's up, Shelly?
Yeah, my internet decided to drop.
No worries.
You hit the go button.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Morning, everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice show.
morning.
I'm glad you were able to drop in and join us again, because he was here before we started and then he was gone. Joker Voice is here, says glad I got here early. Who brought the booze? Well, I would hit Wes up for that. He's usually got a mason jar or two tucked away.
A little early, and it's Sunday.
Yeah, a little early.
Yeah, it is God's day. So
Exactly.
a little less sauce. Mr. Dragon's out there saying, hey, I hope Culture still has a voice after last night on Snowdub's channel. I do. Of course, I'm talking. Always keep talking. And the ever lovely, can you do this, Lorena, please?
Sure. It's keep my voice on.
Thank you for 99 cents. She sends us a diamond, I believe, and there it is. Thank you so very much for that.
Hello, my dear.
Yeah, she's
Diamonds are forever.
that's right. Just to get the question out of the way, Rams or Bengals? That is the question. We're going to be talking about it in just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to give you some thoughts on my predictions for the game. We did get, of course, a member chat from Joker Voice saying, Hail Culture Casino and Lorena. # keep talking. Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah. We have, let's see. Zachariah 315 is here. It's good to see you. And let's see, other folks rolled in. We've got Judicon. What's up, Judicon? It's a good Super Bowl Sunday. I agree. It's going to be great weather for it if you happen to be in Los Angeles.
88 though, but a little hot. But
That's not that bad. It's not that bad. We got Mute Bamhammer here saying, oils on my boils. Absolutely. And of course, Keely Chow, of course, reminds us college football is vastly superior.
I agree.
Agreed.
We've got our good friend Jordy Lyons hanging out with us today. What a great icon that is. And of course, Small Time Republic. Good to see you, Small Time. The Mensch of Wrenches, the Mad Mod, the Master Mod, Eric K is here hanging out. And wow, your headphones are making noise, probably because of the intro, I would imagine. Captain Robert April is here. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see who else has popped in today. Oh, One Man Show is here. Man, the number of people that show up early, I really do appreciate it, folks. Thanks for being here. And I think we've got Sean Landrigan, a bot that I'm not going to acknowledge. Zax is here. Good to see you. If I missed you guys, don't take it personal. Matt G is here promoting everybody. Thanks for that. I know Six is here. Hi, Six. And who else is in the house? Let's see. I think everybody. I think I got everybody. I got everybody, right? Say I got everybody. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow is here. Got Hunch the Dirty Roofer. And which I think is awesome. Star-Crossed Lines is here. Good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to put you, Star-Crossed, I'm going to put you in touch with somebody. Check your DMs later today. Los Beck is here. Good to see you. And I think I said hi to Red Gaze already, and I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's get going. All right, we have a lot to cover. Not a huge amount of time that I want to take doing it because, everybody has stuff to do. Some people are going to watch the big sports ball game today, and that's awesome. Some people are settling in to watch other things. Now, NBC is poised to have what they think might be a big day, not just on the linear television, but also on their streaming service, Peacock. And there's a reason for that. This is the very first time that a Winter Olympics date is crossing with the Super Bowl. That's kind of an interesting thing to pay attention to. And let me tell you, the Olympics are not looking so hot right now. The ratings, they're saying how downhill are the Beijing's Winter Olympics ratings so far versus 2018. They're substantially down. Anybody have initial thoughts on this before we dive into this article?
What were the ratings for last year's Summer Games?
They were down. They were down as well. They had fallen off as well. There's only an hour difference between the Chinese city that's hosting it, Beijing
and Tokyo, yeah,
and the Tokyo Olympics. There's only an hour time difference, and so it doesn't seem to have changed much there. Right. The Summer Games are always more favorably featured, they're more easily consumed by the public, and there's more interest in it. But those numbers have been trending downward over the last decade. It doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer games. Go ahead.
I gotta say, the background, having the downhill flanked by all those nuclear silos was quite an interesting juxtaposition and contrast there.
And I mean the fact that it's man-made snow, right?
Yeah.
We watched them, doing the snow, making the snow for these events. Lorraine, have you? This is probably a good question. Lorraine, have you watched any of the Winter Olympics at all?
No, the Winter Olympics in general are never really my thing. I'm just like not really interested in it. Although I usually would check in for the ice skating competition, but I have not been interested in the Winter Olympics at all. Even more so considering where they're being held this year. And it's interesting that Wes pointed out the juxtaposition of you got the fake snow in front of like the nuclear plant towers over there. It almost looks like something out of The Simpsons, I swear to God.
Right.
You expect Mr. Burns to come out and say,
exactly.
Excellent,
Yes.
Yeah. It's very strange, but so I will be direct here and say I have not watched 1 minute of the Olympic coverage.
Didn't they have a nice virtue signaling moment by having a Uyghur light the?
They did. They did. They're trying to say we are not bad people. We don't do these bad things that people have video of us doing.
Well, yeah, it's just weird. The press has been so weird. Nancy Pelosi was like, don't say anything while you're in China, to the our athletes, and then the athletes are sneaking out video of some of the disgusting conditions they're having to live there under. It's just really weird. And that's gotten more press than the actual events. Except for I did see that our skater, I guess, was disqualified under dubious circumstances, and that allowed for a Chinese win. That was very interesting.
Yeah,
allegedly they bumped the Chinese skater or something.
We're always they're always going to do that. It's short track's always like a hit and miss thing anyway. But TZ Canadian points out that the Vancouver 2010 Olympics were the high point. I mean, over the course of the last decade, obviously, and everything else is very, very low, very, very low. And I think that's a shame. But it sounds like none of us has. Say hi to Steph, please.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Lorena is like the only time I would catch anything related to the Olympics would probably, or at least to the Winter Games, would probably just for snowboarding, such as half pipe and stuff. But even then, I usually just tune into the Winter X Games for that. So it's just not really much of an interest here. And like what Wes and everybody's saying, it's just that juxtaposition with the backdrop and with the the living situation for all the athletes. It's just, and on top of that, including just a lot of the stuff that's going in the game, such as you have one, I think you have one goalie or one hockey player who was actually an American player, but decided to deflect to be for Team China, which was out of left field, very weird. But there's just not a lot of it. I can understand why the viewership is very low, and especially coming off of a Summer Games, which had some controversy as well too. So it's it's not good.
Are there any events taking place in Wuhan?
I don't know specifically, but that's an interesting question. I would think that would be a little too warm of a region for that. But we did have some folks, there's some stuff that might be going on there too that wouldn't be conducive to games. But the Islington girl is here with us, as is Aiken. Several of the folks dropping in, which I appreciate. Thanks for.
Hey, wait a second! Isn't Wuhan known for their dark winters?
I don't know. I don't know, but
they spread dark winter. Never mind.
All right, I get you. Yeah, Blue-Eyed Roof Korea in the base for $5 says this one's salty. Olympians have noted it's difficult to sleep with the screaming from the camps you can concentrate in. Do U.S. Olympians dream of American sheep? I have no idea.
Wow,
that's a spicy one.
I have my mind's going back to China. I put selecting in quotes a Uyghur for the opening ceremonies. That's obviously just for show, and something kind of tells me that was a little I guess they made this person an offer they couldn't refuse, so to speak.
Yeah.
To kind of parade him out there. And interesting, I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this may be the first Olympics where you have our government officials basically telling our athletes, now be nice when you're over there.
Well,
don't embarrass the host country. And I just think that's very facetious.
It's also very telling. I mean, it actually exposes our U.S. politicians to just how silly they are, and how maybe our support of them when they're doing these things should wane. Maybe because that's not the way to come at this. This is weird. You come at these things, these circumstances, from a position of strength and unity and fellowship, and that is not what seems to be happening.
The public seems to be well ahead of the curve here, as reflected by the lower ratings. People are sick of us getting into bed with these authoritarian regimes. I mean, they can't. I mean, they're trying to hide it, and they're not doing a very good job. It's just ridiculous. It's absurd. I mean, why are we even in bed with these people? We really need to decouple from China, in my opinion. But that's a different show.
All right. Well, yeah, and while again, we're not going to dive into the politics of it all. I don't know that you're wrong, Les. We've got Aiken here saying, "I firmly believe it should have been boycotted," and there are a lot of people that believe that for sure. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jordy, and I do appreciate all the midnight.
Yeah, and it does raise a very interesting dilemma, especially when it comes to the athletes, because think about it. You've been working mostly your entire life to compete in the Olympics, And would you be willing to throw it all away just to boycott?
Well, I mean, we've done it before, and they can have exhibition games elsewhere, exhibitions elsewhere.
But
You
it
know,
does bring up an interesting dynamic.
I just feel like this experiment is not one that I'm interested in continuing. But we have to thank the International Olympic community and the committee, that was exposed for all their corruption just a few years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm not feeling super good about what's happening right now, but that's all right.
After Nancy put out that message to the Olympians, she she ended that speech with, "And now, tales from the crypt."
I bet she did. That's probably you sound very remarkably like her, Shellback. You definitely practiced that. But the Islington girl noted what Wes noted, which is the weird ski jump
Mhm.
thing at the freaking nuclear plant facilities. That was bananas, man.
I thought that was photoshopped.
No, that
Nope.
was real. And I'm thinking for some place like China, which is pretty much flush with cash, you couldn't come up with something better than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the party doesn't want to part with its money.
Well, they right now they're in a position where they have a real estate market on the edge, the precipice of failure and collapse, which will take their entire economy with it. The mid-level and developer, I cover this stuff on my channel from time to time, but the mid-level developer, China Evergrande, is promising to deliver 600,000 apartments. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. We'll see. It is what it is. Of course, Blue Eyed Rookery in the Base, who again sponsors this show a lot for $2, says Jesse Owens and Joe Lewis are cursing us in heaven. I agree with you, and there are a few others probably. There are a few others. It's been rough.
Well, YouTuber Serpensa was going through those cities that they built, and those buildings are just like falling down. It's crazy.
And they're empty, and they lean against each other, and yeah, it's very strange. Yeah. Anyway, back to this real quickly. So viewership through Wednesday, they're showing linear television ratings down 55% in prime time. That's compared to the 2018 Olympics, right? You have they're currently averaging 9.4 million total viewers per evening. That's down from 21 million in 2018. 9.4. 21. Those are bad. That's bad.
That's bad.
Wow.
Real bad.
Yeah, I mean they're down 66% in the key demo. That's consumers 18 to 49, and they're rocking a 1.7 in the ratings number. That's terrible.
I believe it because I'm not to interject, but it's interesting at Universal Studios in Florida. Outside at like the Universal City Walk, there is the sports bar that's there. I believe it's the NBC Sports Grill. Not NBC, ABC. No, NBC Sports Grill. ABC is Disney. So they have these big, huge, gigantic television screens outside. I mean, they're huge. It looks like something you'd see in Times Square. So they're broadcasting sports events on there all the time. So usually people are stopping and checking it out, intently for a little bit before they're going on to do other things. Well, they've been playing the Olympics. No one hardly is stopping to look at that at all. It's just amazing. People are just like, yeah, whatever, and they just keep walking.
I mean, now juxtapose that with the Super Bowl, right? You're going to find people standing in front of those giant screens.
Oh yeah, the advertisements for the Super Bowl parties to be there. People make it a point to pay attention, and usually sports in general. You've got people just waiting outside, just watching what's going on sports wise. But the Olympics, nobody freaking cares.
Exactly.
It's discouraging that we've lost so much ground in something that's supposed to unify all nations, right?
Yeah.
at least here in the United States. Of course, these are just U.S. numbers. Although I'm led to understand this is across the board in all countries. These numbers are down.
Right, and
go ahead.
It's just and it was supposed to be unifying, where it's just not really, and it's more. I would say in some cases, Olympics have started to kind of divide more, because I remember back last year during the Summer Games, with a lot of the events, like we weren't even rooting for our own country, to win, and that was such a weird, microcosm, just because there was so much controversy behind it going on behind the scenes and such.
Well, and I mean, consider this. I mean, it's not palatable for Americans to be lectured to,
Exactly.
when they're the ones that help support and get you to the games in the first place.
Right.
It's just these conversations are these are very real conversations, I think, that happen at the dinner table still. For those families that still make it a point to get around the dinner table and eat together, which is another story for another time. But
right. I just think that it's just like, the last Summer Games, the last Olympics, that drew in that big crowd and that had everybody talking about was the 2016 Summer Games.
Yeah.
A lot of it was, of course, because of Usain Bolt.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen a games that really sparked everybody's interest.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right. But lastly, just real quick, the total audience delivery numbers, which include the actual streaming numbers via Peacock, whether it be mobile, tablet, etc. They're during prime time, they're getting 12.3 million across multiple platforms. All of those platforms I just talked about. It's down 47% from Pyeongchang. 47% drop across the board.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not doing great.
Nah.
And there's a lot of excuses that are built in here. The press is actually going out of their way to have those things. I feel like everybody sees past the excuses now, and the misrepresentations and the framing and all of that. I don't know. I do know that it's just not getting people's eyeballs. You guys have any final thoughts on the Olympics? Or
I am very curious to see how what was it, 2024 games in Paris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how the viewership's gonna turn out there.
You're gonna see some election cycle issues for them as well.
Oh,
Macron has not exactly made friends of everybody in his country, and you have all this political upheaval with all of these interesting, strangely minded leaders around the globe that are not helping with unity, right? So it's a very strange thing, and it really makes you keenly aware of the fact that we don't have the kind of unity that we used to just a few short years ago. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean, the base for $2, says, don't have to boycott, call it out like in 1936. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to. You just call it out. Oh, and that's what Nancy Pelosi was basically telling everybody not to do. The Islington girl sent us a very lovely super sticker. One of our Canadian friends. I hope you're doing well, young lady. For $5 Canadian sends me a Shiba Inu saying, hiya. Well, hiya. I've been missing you. I hope you're doing well. I'm very concerned with all of my Canadian friends. I think we all are. TZ Canadian for $5 says we can't just let Blue Eyed Roof Korean be the sole sponsor of Culture Casino. Well, thank you.
Fight for sponsorship.
Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Of course, we also again have Blue Eyed Roof Korean. He's back at it for $5. Thank you, my friend. To sin by silence when we should protest makes cowards out of man. Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Absolutely. She was right back then, and she is right now. Absolutely. Yep. And again, I mean, you have, government officials telling you, that you can see with your own eyes things that are not true. And then, in other instances where things are a certain way and the government's lying to you. I mean, we've had 2 years of that, or a little longer than that. And it's terribly, terribly frustrating. But thank you for that, Blue-Eyed Roof Korean. Yeah. Gosh, guys. Well, I wasn't trying to lead the show in this particular direction, but it
well, it's
hard to avoid.
It's hard to avoid.
It really is, because the Olympics, like we were saying, the Olympics used to be something that brought the world, together. And I know for me, the reason that I like the Summer Olympics is because of track and field. Because track and field, you always had that friendly three-way rivalry, which is United States, Canada, and Jamaica. Okay,
Yeah.
that's something we always look forward to, regardless, even if you're American. Sometimes you decide if you want to root for Team Jamaica or Team Canada or whatever. It was just something that brought, the world together watching. And now it just seems to be used to divide people. Thank you, ICC. So it's not what it used to be, and that's a shame because it used to be one of the shining events that people would look to like forget what was going on politically with countries and to just, focus on sports.
It,
Yeah.
and I totally agree with you, and I totally agree with you with that, Lorraine. And I think that on a personal level, I refer to the 2016 games because it was that feeling you get of seeing somebody that a friend that I grew up in Taekwondo class, watching her through the years working her way up to actually in the Olympic from the national team and actually competing in the summer games live was an amazing feat to see, and it was in
Wow.
Taekwondo. So I was like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. And and this statement's true. I mean, more people are interested right now in college basketball, golf, and other sports, and the things that didn't, feed directly into the political division that's been happening in this country. I think that's true. And this is a really important thing. It's one of the reasons why,
Mhm.
for as long as we have what's going on in our neighbors to the north in Canada,
Mhm.
I will continue to have Canadian representation front and center in the thumbnail, as you can see here. So,
Shout out to Fat Steven Seagal, by
Yes.
the way. He's been a streaming beast here with that
yes.
stuff lately.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. And look, it's important. I mean,
Incredibly proud of him.
we have people that are in positions to walk around and live stream all day to show you what you're being told is a lie. That's why nobody trusts the corporate content creators anymore, right? Is because they lie. They are telling a story that is a lie, and they've been doing it for a long time. It's just now it's so much easier to catch them lying.
Right.
And that's a problem. I mean, that speaks to pop culture. It speaks to the conversations that we have on a daily basis. I know Lorraine and I are, often in circumstances where, we don't want to talk about any of this stuff, and yet it's at our front door.
Well, I mean, and he's calling out things like conspiracy theorists, and I mean, you have footage of Klaus talking about how he has folks in key positions in the cabinet, and
Mhm.
you have him having actually gone through their school, so it's like, don't believe your lying eyes, and it's a different world. And they're trying to shut us up, and they're trying to hide this stuff, and trying to believe that the mainstream media. I'm sorry, I'm going in that direction.
It's all right.
But it's just obvious. It's a different world, and I think this is the establishment's battle of the bulge, is my opinion.
Kind of, yeah. It's just that right now they're having some difficulty. I'm just because the pushback's been global at this point, and it's too loud to silence. And of course, I'm worried about obviously the Islington girl, and I'm glad that you're doing well, and you should be proud. You should be proud of your people and some of your police force who have been, not signing up to be jackbooted thugs, and that's about as strong as a thing as I'll say. Vegas lifted their mask mandate, absolutely, and California.
California is just planning to.
We'll see.
When I have to ask Wes about that because Newsom was saying something about that earlier. But
I think LA County is the only one not.
I think he's supposed to announce this week, rolling it back.
Yeah.
See these dirt. I don't know. I'm getting mad. Did I get mad?
It's a sign in that with all the mandates lifted is that they're losing.
Yeah, and you're
Well,
100% right, Makani. But let's
here's what it is. I'm just going to finish this thought.
Okay.
I'm going to try and behave myself. So it's 2022.
I'll say that's all I'll say.
It's the midterms, and then you have our gubernatorial election. So Newsom is again on the ballot, and the calculus. A cynical person might say the calculus is, hey, let's roll these back a few months, long enough before the election, so that people forget about it and reelect us.
No.
The cynical person might think that. So
the cynical person would be right in my opinion, and it to me it's more than a little transparent. But let's move on from here and let's grab this super chat real quick, and then we'll jump into, because I know you guys are just dying to talk about awards season, so we'll dive right into that in a second. Chris Mead for $5 says, my super shame chat. You didn't have to do that, Chris. There's no obligation here, and although I do appreciate it, it is making it possible for my relocation and the construction of a massive soundstage production facility in Florida. That's my plan to do with all of this that I'm putting together, is to make it possible for people to put their independent dreams to work. And a very thankful person I am for Eric K being here to be my wrench, and even more thankful that for $5 he says, screw supporting CC. I will I will super to buy the boss a cup of coffee. Well, right, there you go.
There you go.
The boss has been watching. She's been participating in a lot more streams. You guys will probably see her name a lot more often in the background as the chat scrolls by. So just the culture boss will be there, and she's awesome. But let's jump into. You guys want to jump into this stuff? You want to dive into another story?
Dive
in. I'll reiterate what I said earlier. There was an award season.
There's about to be.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's a surprise. Here's the weird thing, right? So, normally the when their awards are announced, especially the nominations are announced for many of these films or any of the films that are going to be Best Picture, they usually jump over $1 million in the weekend box office that that shows up. None of the films that were nominated for Best Picture has grossed over $1 million at the weekend box office. Now, that's, again, not surprising considering most people didn't see most of these films at all. I mean, that's just the way it is with the Oscars. And, as we get closer and closer to award season, the mask mandates are going to be something that everybody's going to be, talking about as well. Marby Dog for $5 says LA won't lift the mandates because of Super Bowl, because they want mass faces being broadcast today for narrative's sake. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about this story is Licorice Pizza, right? Which seems to be and is not even pictured here, I don't think, is a top grossing contender with 922,500 for the weekend box office. So it's incredibly low. Consider this, Dune didn't get Best Director, lots of other categories, but they snubbed Denis Villeneuve, right? So the usual box office boo from Oscar nominations largely failed to materialize for this year's Best Picture nominees, as none of them have even grossed over $1 million this weekend. Of all the nominees, obviously, we just mentioned it was Licorice Pizza at 922,500 in just under 2,000 theaters. That's its widest release it's had.
I just want to say that licorice on pizza probably sounds better than pineapple on pizza.
Technically, you already have
neither.
Well, neither for sure, but
if you have so here's what I'm going to say to that. If you have Italian sausage on your pizza, and some people do, the flavor palette that comes from an Italian sausage comes from anise, which is a seasoning that tastes like black licorice.
That is true, as someone who loves fennel, but right, it's like it has a profile, but it's not like the candy.
No.
Yeah. The fennel kind of reminds you, it gives you kind of like that breakfast sausage taste.
Yeah.
I kind of like to tell people.
Y'all need to quit hating on the pineapple, though. I mean,
never.
Me and my boy Gary Nerdrotic, we like that.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, I do. Like I said, I mean, this story is strange because obviously, none of these films did very well. and they didn't do very well the first time around. They're not doing very well with the bump, and I think award season is probably toast overall. I think nobody's interested in these films. I think nobody's interested in modern music. I mean, point to me one successful award show going forward.
Well, the only news that I've heard from this year's like award show, especially with the Golden Globes being, no one was going to watch it, so it was an online only event, and that other than Disney and Feige trying to push the Eternals to get a Best Picture nominee, which that is a point your head back and laugh out loud situation there.
You know what would get people watching these awards again? They need to make it like Thunderdome, You just you get these actors in there and you give them weapons. 2 men enter, 1 man leave, and just have them battle it out. I would totally watch that.
They need to bring back God, I'm blanking on Ricky Gervais. Oh my gosh. So have it like Thunderdome, but have Ricky Gervais narrate it,
Exactly.
Well, but here's
Tom Hanks fresh back from Greece.
Seeing as how I've been told how much of a deplorable I am on these award shows since about 2015, they can go. Well, they can sit on that Oscar.
Well, I mean, we're always going to see Meryl Streep get another award or another speech. It's just this time she won't be calling. She won't be calling HW God this time.
I don't think a lot of people are going to cozy up to Harvey, even if he does somehow magically get the Cosby release system that they're actually working on right now for him. Christine the Killer Car for $5 says #Team Pineapple on Pizza.
Yeah.
Don't start. We got.
Y'all can have it. I'm not.
Guys, come on. Like, save it for October when we have the huge candy corn wars again.
Keyword again.
Every year candy corn. Every year pineapple on pizza. It's like automatic. And Gladiator, that seems interesting. It won Best Picture. It did. Yeah.
Ew.
It was really good.
Well, and the thing is, No Way Home, I think No Way Home was nominated only for technical awards and such. So
Well, it makes sense, especially if you know anything about Hollywood and the awards. It's all a huge popularity club.
Right.
And films that are sci-fi or even, superhero related, they're not bending over backwards to give that Best Picture. That's not the type of thing that the Academy likes to go for.
I would agree with you, Lorena, except for one exception. They came up with a Most Popular Film Award back in 2019 just as an excuse to give Black Panther an award at the Oscars.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think that's true?
Yeah, I remember that being true. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him, honestly.
I don't know. But Philip A. Demick comes up with one. If most Spider-Man gets more than 11 awards, there's no point in watching it. Well, Spider-Man was the biggest snubbed film, I think, of all these
huge.
I mean, Lorena, can you imagine? This is the other problem that I have with these awards. Can you imagine having the most popular, the most successful film, the most well-received, not win any substantial awards? I mean, that makes no sense, right?
To us normies and peons, it makes zero sense. Like, it will probably win Golden Globes or Independent Spirit because that's different. And that seems to skew more towards the general population. The Oscars is like the elite club.
Yep.
And it's kind of like the movie Caddyshack. So Spider-Man No Way Home is like Rodney Dangerfield. They're not gonna respect it because they're not like them. But you're right. It makes zero sense to us, but perfect sense to the elite club known as the Oscars, because they give these awards out to send a message. Case in point, why is it Denzel Washington did not win Best Oscar for Malcolm X, but he wins it for A Dirty Cop in Training Day?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. You know what? That's true because he was great. In fact, I can't imagine a film. I can't think of a film. Not imagine. I can't think of a film I've seen where he hasn't been incredible in it. And I mean, I hate the politicking around it all. It should just be: are you the best? Is this the best performance you deserve to have?
Exactly.
Right.
It's just nuts.
And
Well,
I mean,
culture.
it's been years. It's been years, but like My Left Foot, okay? There's this
Daniel
movie,
Day-Lewis.
My
Yeah.
Left Foot, and it won something. I can't remember what it was. And I'm like, who the hell saw that movie? Who the hell watched a movie
And,
called My Left Foot?
And culture. Lorena said the M word. You know what that is? The message.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Very good.
Message.
That's right. I'm gonna have to get a clip.
The only thing that
Clip drinker doing that. So go ahead, Wes. I'm sorry.
The only thing I'm really looking forward to, honestly, is our wonderful fellowship here and the independent creators that we have, like Machiny, and we've got Red Gaze out there in the chat, and those of us that are making our own original content. I want to see us get together and have our own little party. Forget these losers.
Little Oscars for the fellowship. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we
Wes?
should.
Well,
I think best
a
video
fan,
of the year.
a fellowship con or whatever. Yeah, just get
Yeah.
together and celebrate.
Good work.
Video creator of the year, right? And then
The
video of
fellowship
the year.
Oscars.
And and I think we could have a vote on it. I think it could be very serious. Maybe we try to make that happen at the big meetup in Orlando area this year in October. Maybe we actually try to do that. Have some awards.
Good idea.
I
Oh,
think
man, Orlando. That means I'd have to fly. Ugh.
And then broadcast it on the same day as the Oscars.
Well, I wish we could do that, but no, we're targeting an October date there. But I think that would be brilliant and an opportunity for, there to be a little reward at the end of the tunnel because boy, we all work really hard, especially folks like Wes. But Blue Eyed Roof Korea in the base says for $5 says, are you suggesting there's a group of people separate from the normal population who gathers to pat themselves on the back? Who watches this? What's interesting is, and I don't agree with Seth Rogen on very much, but he just came out and said this 2 days ago that why does anybody care about the Oscars? He actually said that. I'm not kidding.
Well, they changed, and it's been covered. They changed the rules with the Oscars and who can get nominated. So, I mean, at this point, it's not even about whatever veneer of merit there may have been. It's gone. So who cares?
I feel like the fact that Seth Rogen is saying that is a huge oxymoron. Like the absolute lack of self-awareness is just stifling with the Oscars.
Yeah, and I agree with Marby Dog here. I'm like, if Tobey Maguire deserves Best Supporting Actor, absolutely. Yes. And you know what? I'm sorry. I want to see more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and I never ever thought I would.
I agree, and I hadn't seen the Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield in it because Spider-Man 3 with Tobey was such a garbage fire. I said I'm not going back to watching any more Spider-Man movies. And people would tell me that Andrew Garfield's performance was actually pretty good. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I see him in Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm like, okay, maybe I am going to go and check out his performance. Side note, if you ever watched the movie The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Andrew Garfield has Jim Baker dead on.
Oh yeah, they just released that. That's only like a few weeks old now.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
He is dead on as Jim Baker.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I have to check that out. We got Darren hanging out with us here, saying evening all. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, Joker Voice says the following, which this is true. Star Wars Best Picture nominated, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Best Picture winner, The Outliers. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and me and Bamhammer says the right thing. Spider-Man showed the world that Hollywood could still be relevant. To completely snub it shows how much Hollywood despises the audience, which is the reason to make Hollywood irrelevant. Anyway, to that end, apparently, Uncharted is being review bombed.
Yeah,
because it is going to appeal to the audience. Excuse me?
What's Uncharted?
Uncharted is based off of the PlayStation games. So yeah, it would actually stay especially if you're doing a video game adaptation, It's got to stay faithful. Don't you think that's important?
Well,
No, we need more Abby Smash.
No, there's not going to be
that's
any
The
Abby
Last of
Smash.
Us.
Yeah, there ain't going to be any Abby Smash in Uncharted. It still looks a little sus. I guess that's what the kids say. A little sus to me.
It's just I can't. It's just it's taken a while for me to get over that it's Tom Holland playing a young Nathan Drake. I'm still trying to get over that a little bit.
Yeah. And of course, Glinzer for $5 says the Oscars. We value quality over revenue. Disney. Oh yeah, sure. Us too. Feet shuffling, eyes darting around. There you go. Wow, no kidding. But all of these companies are out to make a profit. I don't fault them for that. They have to. I mean, that's the whole purpose of being in business. And you know what? Of any of the CEOs right now, at least one person said the right thing, which is stakeholder crap is fine, but we have to represent what the shareholders need, which is revenue. And that's the first time that's been said in a long time. You have an incredible idea, Chris Mead. It's an incredible idea for some content, for sure. And I'm not kidding. You could definitely make a film, an amazing film out of that. Probably an incredible series. It looks like it's going to be a very long form book. I like the interaction between the humans and the aliens. Chris Mead's creator. We've got a lot of them here. Of course, we also have Red Gaze giving us a suggestion. We'll call it the Olivers instead of the Oscars.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay. Please, can I have some more?
Well, I tell you what, if I live down in Florida, I'm just crazy enough of a dude to like make some like real life freaking Florida man videos.
We can call them the Arthurs and give everyone booze.
That's called the news down here.
Look, a lot of people. The Uncharted games are based on Indiana Jones, 100%.
Yes.
100% true, but just very well done. The stories were great. I really enjoyed them. And they had a quality female creator involved in those games. So.
Amy Hennig.
Yeah, but I mean, Larry is spot on, but it's one of those things. A radio style drama that would work as well, Chris Mead. That would definitely work. The Harveys. No, I don't think I want to call our. We'll come up with something, but I think that's a great idea. I think, and there's a lot of reasons to do it. And it pulls focus from, the ridiculous awards that we used to be delivered on this platform, and kind of focus it back on like people who actually work really hard to create amazing independent content. And of course, you don't have to look all that far. I mean, you have incredible creators like Mahler, Critical Drinker, people who do incredible long form, brilliant stuff that's pretty easy to reward. And then you can have another category for best short form, and you can make them somewhat, believe it or not, biologically based if you wanted to, or you could just leave that out of the equation. It wouldn't matter because all you're doing is recognizing the talent, and I think we need to do that. Really do. I don't know. Thoughts on that are welcome, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. From one of our wonderful members here, Larry, who I just highlighted a moment ago. He's been here for 13 months. He says over 1 year and counting, and happy to be a member. Join up, y'all. Well, thank you for that promotional message, Larry. I do appreciate that, and thank you for your long-term support of so many of us. We really do appreciate it.
Every time I see Larry's name, I always think of like that Newhart skit. This is Larry, my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
Yeah. But I like Larry because the name is so great. You have to say it twice.
Name's so nice, you've got to say it twice.
That's right. Larry. Yeah. I don't say it as good as Lorena does. Lorena does it.
A lot of practice.
Can we get a Grifter of the Year award? Sure, that's going to go to Nick Ricada, I think, this year in 2022. He's teaching us how to grift. That's Jeremy Griggs probably could have won it the year before.
Yeah.
But I think
he's got he's got some stiff competition.
Yeah.
That's what we could call those awards, the Grifties.
There you go. Culture Casino, call them after Hero of the Jack Show, the Cecils. Oh, sure. We will have to have a special category for
Movies.
Hello.
The Cecil Award. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Hello.
I know.
Cecil's hilarious.
ETEP works very hard. He has my nomination. Oh, for sure. Yeah, best produced live streams, I think,
Mhm.
because of all of the efforts that he throws into it. And then, of course, best conspiracy theorist, Wes Moody. I mean, there's a few nominations here. We got some. Best quality panel draw streams. I mean, we could come up with some great categories. It'd be a lot of fun. Guys, I like that everybody's having fun with this idea. It's a good one.
The highest number of strikes beaten on the YouTube channel. That's a good one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great award.
It'd be you,
Oh.
Ryan Tinell, and a few
Oh my
others.
goodness.
There are some people
That's
that
a,
would be
that's a
competing
close
for that.
call right there. That's a very close.
Yeah, well, Wes has had some close calls recently. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's gonna
saying.
be close.
I think I'm up to 9 strikes.
We'll call it the Beat YouTube. We beat YouTube award.
Larry says he has a real brother, Dale.
and Dale just says, "This is my brother, Larry."
Yeah, the quartering could be in there for the grifting category too. What would a grifty look like? Oh, that's what we should call them. The grifties.
It's just like an image.
Probably have
Oh, wait.
Scrooge McDuck or something.
There you go.
Hugging all of his
No,
sorry,
I think I have the
swimming
solution
in
right
his
here.
I'm thinking about it.
coins.
It's like the beat. I'm thinking about it. It's like the beat. It's like I want to say the beat the Susan
That's what the
Wojcicki award.
grifties look like.
Beat the Susan Wojcicki award. And that's just award for the time for the number of times people have beaten YouTube's false copyrights. I'm like,
Well, it's
that's
not
gonna be so
necessarily
close.
theirs. I mean, it's just the way the system works. And
Yeah, beat the system
you.
award. There it is. Beat the system.
beat the system award. Yeah,
You
that'd
know,
be
we
great.
could
And I think
also
Wes-
call them the tubies.
There you go. But you also have Wes there with the award that a model for the award for that.
Yeah, that'd be the grifty right there.
The grifty.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
And
feel like
this
that's
year's
appropriate.
grifty winner is the Moody's should be their own awards. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, the grifties would be funny. There you go. A pick of the quarterings head. Yeah, Jeremy Hambly would definitely be always in competition for a grifty. Yeah, grifty looks like Ricada's nose. Holy cow!
Ooh.
Easy now.
Wow.
Culture Casino Grifter Award, giant dollar sign. Okay, that might work too. Yeah, the Frosk Award for unhinged rants. We've had a few of those. The Frosky. We'll have that. Yeah, the
Frosty.
unhinged.
No, it's called the
It's
Frosty.
gonna be a pair of rotten teeth.
Yeah, well, no, it's just the unhinged award would be the Frosky. The Frosky.
And the actual award would not be there for your viewing pleasure. Okay.
I think this one would would be awarded in absentia because I don't think anybody would show up to accept this one. The most virtue signaling production. I don't think anybody would wear that one.
Yeah,
around
that's going to
Friday.
be a lot of competition there. That's all I'm saying.
75 watching. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you've all hit the like button. Hope we're entertaining you this evening. Christian Fandom Geek rolled in here. Just saw your friend. Good to see you. We've got a $5 super chat from our good friend Lonnie Holcomb for $5. Says, you laugh now, yet in 10 years, the Grifties could be something. They could be. I'm all for it. I think we put it together and we have, different flavors of the awards and, we've set them in different categories.
No, quick question. Who would get the Lifetime Achievement Award? That's the big one right there.
I don't know.
The past couple of years, I think we have to go all the way back to like 2017, kind of where it all started, with like the Lifetime Achievement.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd have to have one that'd be shaped like a pineapple for like the and the one like a candy corn. I'm up for this, guys. I think that this would be something fun. Merry Sunday, Miss. Absolutely. Yeah, this is
Sunday, Miss.
oh, hey, we got a nice big super chat from our friend with the voice, the
Joker
magic voice,
voice.
from all the way from Las Vegas, saying for $10. Thank you, Culture, for this shameless plug. You can always have this shameless plug. You don't have to pay for your plug. I mean, you should, because if you steal, that's bad. But anyway, check out my latest video. All roads to the Star Wars sequels don't make sense because it doesn't make dollars and cents. See what I did there? Hashtag keep talking. Well, I'm gonna have to watch it. I will catch up with that later today. Not to mention the fact that not only does he do a great Joker voice, he dresses up like the Joker, and it's amazing. Great cosplay, indeed. Yeah, man, this is such a great stream. We haven't gotten to hardly anything yet. We're gonna have to dive into the Super Bowl in a second. Let me catch up with everything.
So I just want to say, we have the debate on pineapple going on. I feel like there needs to be a cure for that. We need to do what Tony Robbins used to do with people that smoked, and just make them. He would make people smoke like a carton that were trying to quit. And I think maybe just like sit down and give people like a 5-pound bag of candy corn, or 16 pineapple pizzas. We will fix you. You'll be cured.
Yeah, we can fix that addiction. But Sandra Hammerside calls the most eco-friendly production the Greta's. I actually know some people who are very, very green when it comes to their production, and all their energy is solar and everything else. That's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, as much as we poke fun at that. And this year's Darwin Awards goes to the lady in Cali who fell off the 3rd floor parking garage trying to learn to ride a motorcycle.
Oof.
Yikes! Oh boy. Todd at Geek News Central. Oh, okay. CC, bestest ever pop culture review show. Thank you, Rogstar. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's gonna be close.
+1 pineapple says Fallen Fickle. I hope I said that right. Yeah, the pineapple trophy. I'm all for it. The holy hand grenade. I love it. You guys are great. Lots of these references in here. Your Muslim uncle, Assalamu my friend, says the quartering literally said on one of his FNT's L's that YouTube money had been trending down since Brie, and that he has channels and will probably sell this one too. And the Amazon rings came. Yep. Yeah, then the Amazon rings came. Yeah, and things are about to pick up. Business is about to pick up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the moment that you guys are getting to Amazon's Lord of the Rings is probably the moment that I have to step out.
No.
yeah, it's noon, so I got to get ready for my show.
All right. Well, folks and fans, I will let this man tell you what he's about to do over on his channel, the amazing Machiny Draws.
Listen, it's the return of Machiny Live Season 6 after after a month of delays. So a lot of stuff happened. So a lot of catch up. Join with me, Bruce Lombardo, and Matt Summerbear for Sunday afternoon drawing fun. So hope to see you guys there. We didn't have any topics, but there is probably one topic I definitely want to talk about on that stream, and that deals with basically deals with when it comes to fixing somebody else's artwork. So, and it actually deals with Marvel, in fact. So I will see you guys over there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Always a pleasure. As always, Culture, Shelley, and Wes, and always a pleasure to be with the lovely Lorena Creole on again. So I will see you guys over there. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Marky.
We'll
You're awesome, brother. Thank you. Well, we lost our beautiful art piece, but we still have a beautiful lady. Lorena Creole is still here, hopefully for a while yet. And I want to get into just the amazing inclusivity of the Lord of the Rings. And of course, I've clipped some articles that are relevant to this topic because, this is one of those things we definitely have to talk about. It looks like Lorena is rejoining us. Hey, there's two.
Whoa.
Hey,
I
accidentally click the side button.
Oh, the side button?
I pulled a Gary and kicked myself out.
I do that all the time. I do that all the
I
time.
didn't know that Lorena was a double mint twin.
Can we handle two Lorenas? I don't know.
Never mind.
That's too much hotness. Yeah, the Lenin order. Wow, you guys are still on this stuff. I love it. You guys are great. All right, well let's take a look at this amazingly inclusive new Lord of the Rings series. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh Lord, here we go.
You ready?
Let's do this.
I think you're
Ready
good.
as we'll ever be.
Yeah, some of you have already seen these, but I think you're missing some characters that weren't introduced right away, right? And from this particular article, it says, "Yes, Queen, meet these 10 new inclusive characters in Amazon's Lord of the Rings." And here we go, guys. I know you're interested in this. Yeah, you have Sylvester.
A rainbow.
Yeah, you have Sylvester here. He's an indigenous Eskimo elf who rebelled against his stodgy hetero parents to pursue his career of being a drag queen in a minus Earth nightclub. They got that.
Really?
You have
That-
the one
that
I'm
is-
skipping because it's in poor taste. This is Steve. Yeah, this is just Steve. There's not really any intersectionality to Steve. He's just here. So there's Steve. You got Himley. She's a
Himley?
dwarf woman who identifies as a dwarf man who can tell the difference anyway. Of course, looking real good there. You've got Obesimer. He's a 549 pound warrior of Gondor. He proudly fights against body shaming, ableism, and heteronormativity, while teaching others how to be healthy at every weight. So
Ooh.
these are
He's
our
probably fighting against diabetes too.
Beat
You also have a shadow fox. Is a goat who identifies as a beautiful white horse, who can show its rider the meaning of haste.
Okay, I like that one because it reminds me of Professor Dinkles.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And then of course we have Two-Car Carlsoon. This hateful, bigoted orc from the deepest depths of Morgoth's spawning pits will not rest until he's radicalized all of Middle Earth with his violent Mordorian nationalist hate speech. So I think it's an interesting character there. And then you have this one. This is amazing. This is Dunueld Trumpimpins. Is a very ill-tempered little orange hobbit. So you're gonna get to know
That's funny.
and of course we have, Gandalf the gay. It's just Gandalf, but he's really, really gay.
Hey.
Okay. And then last but not least, you have Saru Woman, who is a misunderstood black single mom who uses her girl boss magic to dismantle oppressive Gondor normative systems of power in Middle Earth. Yaz Queen.
That made my head hurt.
Yeah. Yaz Queen.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you guys would enjoy that. See, the course of that was from the Babylon Bee. They're absolutely brilliant over there. I've covered that story 3 times this week, and I wanted to share it here on Sunday because you guys, you deserve a laugh. But there isn't a lot to laugh at when you look at the Lord of the Rings show. Did you guys have a chance to watch any of that? Are you looking forward to the commercial, the trailer commercial that's going to happen during the Super Bowl today? Lorena?
There's one.
God. No, you said trailer, and I think I saw something pop up on HBO Max about that. So I may actually go check it out a little bit later. I am not looking forward to this at all. I'll preface it by saying I was never into fantasy per se. I was more into sci-fi, but I loved the cartoon version of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And I read The Hobbit and I liked it. The Lord of the Rings, I just didn't really want to get into, but I had friends who were into it. So when the movies came out, I'm like, this is great. I'm going to see how they brought the books, to life. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I started watching Fellowship of the Ring today to cleanse my palate of this crap that I'm seeing about this Rings of Power series that's coming out. Frankly, overall, I'm pretty disgusted.
Yeah, I think that's widely the response that I think they were actually shooting for, believe it or not, listening to what the showrunner said, which is weird. I don't know why you'd want to make your fans hate your product, but I don't know. Wes, I'm sorry, Lauren, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say they're pulling the same thing that they did with Masters of the Universe Revelation. Same thing that they did with Star Wars, same thing that they did with Star Trek. They want the publicity of appealing to the original base of fans, but they're giving you something else entirely as a bait and switch, and then are shaming you for not liking it. Now, I got into a couple of people on Twitter, especially responding to the OneRing.net that basically said, why are you so proud of this? Shoehorning in Black characters just to tick a box and say, hey, look, we did something. Aren't we great? When there's nothing to support this in the original lore whatsoever.
Yeah, that's true. But they know that. I mean, that's why they have to. That's why they have to go at it the way that they do. I mean, that's the same reason why it's the anti-marketing plus the fact that they know this thing's gonna not hit anymore.
They know, and the funny thing is, and they do this every single time. Okay, they signal about how great they are with diversity and everything. But when people like me, fans who are Black, fans who are Latino, fans who are Asian, will push back and say, we really don't care for this diversity crap that you're doing, all of a sudden, they ignore us. They totally overlook us, and they will, or they'll try to pat us on the head and give us a bigoted explanation about why we should take this crap that's being shoved at us.
Well, it's because you're showing your internal racism and bigotry.
Yeah, it's the black face of white supremacy. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're never happy, right?
It sounds rough.
It really is, because you claim that you are for, diversity and inclusion, but your idea of diversity and inclusion is giving, I hate the term people of color, but I'll use it because this is the nomenclature that they use, is to give us sloppy seconds and warmed over leftovers. And Young Ripa has talked about this extensively. They only see legitimacy in black facing white characters. You do not see the opposite, because there's nothing in that for them politically. And that's the God honest truth right there.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that's frustrating. Wes, you were about to go into a long one.
Sorry, my dear.
Well, no, it's all right. It's not really a long one. I was just going to second what Lorena was saying as far as my exposure to Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. I saw the animated Hobbit, and I attempted to watch Lord of the Rings in the theater. I'm sorry, folks. I thought it was a snooze. I'm one of those people. I thought Lord of the Rings was a snooze, but I'll give it a try again one of these days. I don't know. Whenever I have 6 hours to block out, I guess it'll be like Clockwork Orange. I'll be like, I'll try. I don't know. I probably will need like industrial grade like meth or something to stay up and watch it, because it's such a snooze. But I'll try. But for you people that love Lord of the Rings, yay, good for you. Yeah, all right.
You
cool.
can do it.
Yeah, Shelley, you got any thoughts, my man?
Well, I heard it mentioned that, since there was no dwarves of color or whatever in the original Lord of the Rings, and this is supposed to be a prequel, right?
Yes.
This TV show. So did we have a dwarf POC genocide or something somewhere between here and
I don't know.
there?
Maybe that's the story they're ultimately shooting to make or trying to make, and this is the step to get there. I don't know, but a lot of this stuff came through. A lot of the things we know now came through this Vanity Fair article. Now, I have it up. It's not very big, so I'm not sure how great it's going to translate on the screen. But we'll take a look at it. It's
all in how you use it, okay?
That's right. But this is, it's one of these weird things. I mean, obviously, the actress is very attractive. This is her coming out of the water. This is Galadriel, right? You have her in her rubberized armor, I guess.
Can I just mention something? Why does Galadriel look like Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm just saying. I mean, Brienne of Tarth looked way better. But
yeah, the problem is I don't have an answer for any of those things.
Oh,
it's just.
Why is she in armor anyway? Because everything I've heard, all the people I've heard talk about this said that Galadriel was never a fighter.
She was not.
Yeah. It's weird. And then of course, you have, that's not it. Okay. So there's a proper dwarf, right? I think we can all agree that's a proper looking dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have, this young lady here.
Well, did you just assume his gender?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is that Lizzo?
This young lady is Princess Disa. She is a dwarf. And then, of course, everybody always points to the fact right away that she doesn't have a beard.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard. I mean, I defer to people who know much more about this fantasy thing than I do, but I did hear there's a beard missing and that she should have one.
It's
Well,
there's
okay.
more to it than that. And then of course, like this is an elf.
Don Lemon.
That's what everybody says. And you know what? It's hard to miss it, right? It's like, wow. And I want to know who is maintaining this dude's hair because they are doing a brilliant job.
Did they get some of the?
Quarter Black
They-
said, "Are they doing shape ups in Middle Earth now?"
It must be, man.
Did they get some of the Star Trek Discovery production people on this?
I think so. I've been confused. I mean, look, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I was ever since I was a little one. I had to like learn to read really ridiculous words because, you know, if you go all the way back to the first book and you're looking at the Silmarillion, you know, that's not exactly easy reading, you know.
I've heard
And there's all of that. But anyway, so this is, you know, obviously Elrond here at the bottom, who happens to be featured in today's thumbnail. But I just don't, you know, I just don't know who they were trying to appeal to. And I think they don't know either. I mean, ask yourself that question. Do you think they think that this is going to find a huge audience? I don't know.
Lord of the Rings is supposed to be a very boring, long show about walking.
Yeah, which is
Don't make it
probably
exciting.
why I just like the
And
Hobbit.
controversial.
Not the Hobbit movie, because that was really freaking boring, but like the cartoon The Hobbit and the book The Hobbit, because you know it was pretty
Yeah.
condensed. But you're
Those were
right. It's like
great.
it's long, it's a lot of walking, it's a lot of intricate dialogue. In the
There's
books, it bored me, but I liked seeing it on the screen. I'm like, oh, that looks really freaking cool. Okay. But yeah, Wes, like you're saying, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I pictured the trees as different than they were in Lord of the Rings, when the walking trees or whatever.
Mhm.
The
Like,
ants.
that was
the ants.
whatever. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm
That's
being one
okay.
of those jerks.
They were cool. I like the elves. Legolas was awesome, even though that was Orlando Bloom. I'm shallow enough to admit I like that.
I'm okay with it, but look, I mean, Sander Hammerslag comes up with a great thing for Don Lemon there in Middle Earth. He's part of MENN, which is Middle Earth News Network. So he's coming to you from MEN, the first name in Middle Earth News. Don Lemon. Yeah, ants. That's what I said. I think. Yeah. But let's get back real quick. So we have the big game today, and I know everybody's going to get, you know, a little antsy to get their food put together if that's your jam, if you're a sports ball person. But you can already right now go and watch Super Bowl commercials because they're greatly expanding the scope of the release of the Super Bowl commercials. So you can already watch many of them online. Zendaya, Eugene Levy, Jim Carrey, obviously the Austin Powers stuff. There's a lot already out there, including a great one that Monkey Jeebus sent me today, which is what is her name? Country Western singer lady that's like 1,000 years old. Really nice. Dolly Parton.
Oh,
yeah. Dolly Parton, and she's doing a cell phone commercial, and where she removes the phone from her brassiere.
Breast implant. Oh,
well, kind of. Yeah. This is a between her thing, and his, you know, his observation and mine were the same. I'm like, y'all, is that going to give her cancer? Good. Well, that's not a good place to store your phone, but I think it's kind of funny. And of course, as everybody knows, we're talking about the Lord of the Rings television show on Amazon. And if you're interested in seeing the commercial, the most expensive commercial in the most expensive day of the year, the Lord of the Rings trailer is going to play in the third quarter, middle of the third quarter. So between 35 after the hour and 45 after the hour, supposedly. So as we start to lose people.
I gotta unfortunately hit the road. I have to do adulting and working. So
all right, my friend.
Man, I've had a great time. This has been amazing. Love being on the Sunday Culture Review, West Video, the West Video Webcast. You can find me at youtube.com/West Video Webcast and talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams, and a vlog about whatever the heck I want to because it is my webcast. Thank you, my friends. You are truly the best chat on YouTube. We love you, and we will see you.
So true. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you. Have a great day, sir.
Bye, Wes.
And then there were 3. Well, I've got to say this. We've got a few of these commercials popped up here in the background. We're not going to watch them. Just going to show you what's out there. You can go check all these out if you want to. You got an Uber Eats commercial here with Jennifer Coolidge and Nicholas Braun. You have the Dr. Evil. Everybody in a 90-second spot for GM. You have Jim Carrey for Verizon. Cable guy. And then you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Selma Hayek for BMW as Zeus and Hera.
I've seen that one.
And you have Zendaya for Squarespace. I guess Edgar Wright directed this. That's kind of a weird thing. Sally's Seashells, right? Interesting where they placed the seashells. And then Eugene Levy, Brie Larson, and Dave Podesta with Danai Guerra for Nissan. Drop the taco, indeed, I would say. Scarlett Johansson and Colin Yost for Alexa. Guy Fieri for Bud Light. Lindsay Lohan for Planet Fitness. Ryan Reynolds for Mint Mobile, which he partly owns. I think it's interesting that that's upside down. Budweiser, and that's by Chloe Zhao, guys. Chloe Zhao directed a Budweiser commercial. Animals Sing Push It for Flamin' Hot Doritos Cheetos. Jared Mayo and Pete Davidson for Hellman's Mayo. Lizzo for Google, don't care. Anna Kendrick for Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage. Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd's for Lay's, which you probably have already seen that one. So those are a few that are there, but don't forget the Lord of the Rings one that's coming up. If you want to watch those, they're all on YouTube. Just do a quick search for 2022 Super Bowl commercials. You guys interested in any of those?
I'm interested in the Flamin' Hot Doritos one. That's for sure. Usually the Doritos commercials are pretty freaking funny during the Super Bowl, so I'm definitely interested in that one. And Dr. Evil.
Yeah, and everybody's basically at this point already seen the Zeus and Hera commercial. That's true. I think a lot of people do. I don't care about foosball. That's right. It makes me remind me of the Water Boy. But yeah. Tina's already seen this one. What do you think, Shell?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always just watched them actually during the game, and so I didn't really have any previews. Although I they have been playing the BMW one, on the old YouTube, commercials and stuff that we get subjected to. But I don't know. I mean, the Budweiser commercial, maybe, just to see if they come up with something new or better.
Well, it's been a while, and again, Chloe Zhao is a great director of landscapes. Anyway, but we also have oops, I didn't mean to do that. We also have tried to share. That's what I was trying to do. We also have some predictions as far as the ratings go in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys want to jump in here, but this is from a bit ago. Ratings, of course, are always something that we talk about in our little sphere of humanity, our fellowship. And last year the Super Bowl was down substantially, viewership year over year. I don't think that's solely to blame on the politics. I think it might also be to blame on the teams that were playing, although it was kind of a good Super Bowl in my opinion. What do you guys have any predictions for where you think the ratings are going to lead? Any idea?
Oh, sorry. I was talking and I was muted. I don't think the ratings will be as big as last year. I'm just saying. I could be wrong, but I haven't really seen as much interest in lead up for this Super Bowl as for last year's. So the numbers will be interesting to see, but I'm not really seeing as much hype this year as last year.
Yeah, and there really isn't, and obviously there's a lot of hype around Los Angeles because the game's in LA. It's like a first time, in a while. Well, no, that's not true. It's like it's one of the few times when you get a home team that's going to be actually in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. So it's kind of a weird thing, but
That's true.
yeah. But Fallen Fickle. I'm going to say Fickle. That's what I'm going to say. Says Super Bowl versus Winter Olympics. Yes, that's also going to be a problem. Although the Olympics aren't drawing anything, right? They haven't even cracked 14 million. So, it's not exactly a direct competition, although there is some. I don't know. What do you think that has any factor there?
I'm sorry, factor with respect to. I got distracted for a
What
minute.
do you think if that'll affect the ratings? Do you think the Olympics will actually negatively impact the Super Bowl game? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's even an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't, especially given where the Olympics is this year. I think people are way more interested in the Super Bowl, especially considering that's in the States.
Yeah. And I think it's going to do really well in Cincinnati. And we'll get around to our predictions for the Super Bowl, too, for those who care to venture one. Yeah, Bucks were a home team last year. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. It's just this kind of a freak occurrence. But yeah, the game's an afterthought for multiple reasons. Some geopolitical, the controversial host nation, others inexorable, talking about the Olympics. And, that. What's interesting is you also have NBA games that are being played today, which is extra stupid if you ask me. Yeah, and so you have all this other stuff. So this is what's going on today. So here's the breakdown, the rundown. You have Super Bowl 56, Rams Bengals starts at 6:30 p. You have I believe all times here are Eastern because it's yeah, I believe. Winter Olympics is approximately 10:45 p. Well, I think they are all the time, but yes, maybe as far as going to television. You have Winter Olympics. Okay, here we go. 6 p.m. Sunday on USA Network. So you can check it there. They think that they're going to get 908,000 people watching this on USA. They think they're going to get Winter Olympics coverage on NBC at 19.96 viewers. I think that's insane. You're going to get they think they're going to get 101.14 million.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's really high. I think we're still in the 90s.
I would have to agree.
I think we're still in the 90s. Of course, then we have Hawks Celtics basketball game. That's going to pull 1.7. They're really counting on everybody watching TV today. That's insane. The Phoenix Open at 3.24. You have the women's gymnastics for Penn State, Michigan, NCAA. That's about 75,000. So, and then here's all the ones they missed before, right? All the predictions from last week. So they seem to be pretty close on their predictions. I don't know. I think, I'm sorry, but I think the Super Bowl one at 100, at 100 and 100.14 million. I think that's way too high.
I think that's too high as well, especially for this year. I just don't see the hype like I used to in years past, even compared with last year with the Super Bowl. So exactly, a Super Bowl without Tom Brady is really going to hurt the ratings. I mean, even here in Florida, honestly, it's like Tampa's not in it. Yeah, forget it. All right, we're out. Let's look to hockey. That's pretty much the attitude.
Yeah, and the NHL, not going to the Olympics is costing the Olympics games dearly because you don't have any of the NHL players there. Of course, Dwayne Olson points out, something that I think a lot of people will find obvious, and I like that he brought it up. Super Bowl versus genocide games, possible disinterest versus disgust. Well said. Well said.
True.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady, Brady's not playing. Mahomes isn't playing.
Yeah.
Rodgers isn't playing.
Yeah, and here's and I'm with you, because of the lack of top end nameplates on the back of the jerseys, I think it could be a problem. Although there's something to be said for the Rams at this point, and it's not like Joe Burrow isn't a draw. I think Cincinnati is going to pull a bigger audience than I imagine, but I don't see 100 million. I do feel like TZ Canadians, right? It's a really nice day. So outside is not a bad option, but make sure to come inside right before we do Welcome to Florida stream on Lorena Creel's channel tonight, because it's going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah, I'm really hoping we can get through all the crazy articles.
Bingo.
Not this time. The ones we don't get through will probably go in the bingo pile, but it's strictly Florida woman stories this time.
Oh, Florida woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Florida woman is for real.
So will you feature yourself tonight then?
Ooh. Speaking of featuring herself. Speaking of featuring herself, Lorena, there's a very important event coming up here in 6 days. Am I right?
Yeah, 6 days. Yeah. So on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, I guess, February 19th at 7 p.m., I will have my 3K Samba stream celebration. I did not think that I would make it to 3K, so I got to make good on it. So I will be dressed in Samba attire, and people will be dropping by on the panel, and we're just gonna get together and just have an unscripted, absolutely fun freaking time.
I agree with that. And did you tell them what your attire is supposed to be?
I just said Samba attire.
Oh,
right?
okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just
trying
to reiterate.
Yeah.
Lorena always does these just amazing things, and she's going to do another one. So do stop by. The show will be worth your while.
Culture, come on. We all know that Lorena could make a burlap sack look good.
This is also true.
You're too kind.
This is also true. This is also true. I've never seen Lorena look anything other than perfect all the time. So there you are. Someone who cares. But, Joker Voice asked a question. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. The Beauty and the Beast prequel was getting ready to roll. And go to Principal Photography. And they pulled the plug on that show.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're like, it's delayed. It's being postponed. I'm like, no, it's not. Things toast.
They 86 that. I think I found an article about that. We actually may be talking about it on Toxic Femininity on Monday, because we've actually been watching what's been going on with that particular show.
That thing is toast. Ain't coming back.
I'm so glad.
And it's okay. Zax is a long-suffering Bengals fan, which brings us to our last discussion point for today. And I'm so glad that Raina is here. Super Bowl prediction. This will be Joe Burrow's day. What do you think? You think the Rams win, or do you think Cincinnati wins?
I don't know. I mean, the Rams spent a little bit of time in my home state of Missouri. So part of me wants to root for them. But on the other hand, they're an LA team and California is crap. So,
well, in the spread, Cincinnati's favored by 4. I think they beat the spread. I think they're going to beat. I think they're going to beat the Rams.
I just freaking can't stand LA. So I don't really follow the Bengals, but I really do hope that they win over the Rams. I just really do. I just maybe because I used to freaking live in LA for a while and they didn't have a football team and nobody wanted to actually move there. Matter of fact, the Raiders moved there and then moved back.
Yeah.
So
and then moved to Vegas.
Headed to Vegas. So I'm really hoping that Cincinnati pulls it out and wins.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see a lot of people, the California contingent, repping the team well. These are both two number one overall picks between Stafford and Burrow, and I think Cincinnati wins. So for those of you on the Cincinnati side of the equation, I think you're about to have a good day. To me, I don't care. But Joker Voice is plugging again his channel, so do check out Joker Voice's channel. He doesn't always agree with us, but when he does, he drinks tequila or something. I don't know. Yeah, Lorena describes the wonders of Florida woman, and is an interesting segment idea. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Florida woman gets peppered in there every so often, kind of overshadowed by all of the Florida man stuff that's out there. So we decided to give her own special episode.
I think we need more Florida woman. You know?
I'm good with that. Kathy's here says, how much is Disney going to milk the Orville? I asked this because I just saw a trailer for the new season. They've been dragging it out. I think some of that's Seth, though. And Seth has so many other projects going on right now. He's working on another sci-fi thing, a couple other stuff, elements. His overall deal is going to make him very busy. So I think they're going to milk it plenty. I don't know. What do you think, Lorena?
I agree that they are, because of how popular the Orville is and how long people, including myself, have been waiting for the third season. So I really think they are going to milk this for all that it's worth, really.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else with Disney attached to it that people have been looking forward to.
Yeah. Joker Voice is right. The O-line is no joke, 100%. So, yeah, Joe Burrow does have to dance back there and do it fast. But I think he'll be fine. And he's got good talent on the outside. So I think it'll be all right. He just doesn't have anybody on the outside block on the offensive line. The D, but the Rams front four on their D is no joke. Aaron Donald is the real deal. So, Boosh McFadden. I know this person as another name.
Oh, well, I'm loving that doggo in the avatar. He's a cutie.
Missouri. That's right. Missouri.
No.
Did love LA. That's right. Yeah. Bonjour. Absolutely. TZ Canadian for another $5. Thank you, my friend. Says, I just want to shout out the Blue Eyed Roof Korean as our top sponsor for the CC Sunday Review Show. Honk. Absolutely. Honk, honk. My Canadian friend. Let me tell you, very, very, very. Yeah, he does remind me of McMahon. You're right, E. Clay Thomason. No tequila, he says. Irish whiskey. All right. Well, very good. Florida Man is actually a really good guy. Y'all should watch Infinite Hope. 100.
Oh,
shows are so good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Florida Man, of course, is a really good guy. Yeah. Most of the time.
Yeah, we just get fun ones. I just want to say thank you to all of you that rolled through and are here right now. You guys make this channel and all of our channels go. We do appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And I know that, we consider it a privilege to interact with you each and every Sunday or any other day of the week that we happen to be on stream. And in my case, that's every day of the week. Well, Lorena, what do you have coming up? Because I know you've got big stuff. I know that the obvious, we just talked about what you got going on.
Lord, I think I'm at the point where I think I may have your outro finally beat Culture.
Oh no, that's not something to aspire for.
No, it's just one of those things that happened to happen. So first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I've been meaning to pop on your panel. So of course, I love having you on the Welcome to Florida stream. It's just invaluable having you there. So let's see. Of course, tonight at 8 p.m. is the Welcome to Florida live stream, where we talk about all kinds of crazy, fun, and historical things at times regarding the second craziest state in the Union, a state that my family has been in since 1565. So it's the Florida Woman special. So tonight we have special guests Purple Valkyrie and Arwen Avalon, who will be joining us. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. ET, Toxic Femininity over there on Midnight's Edge, which I co-host along with Nina Infinity and her as well, which will be there. Let's see, Tuesday, I have an after-school special show at 5 p.m. Eastern, and my special guest will be actor and quote unquote based activist and Skittles stand Clifton Duncan. So he will be joining us. Clifton has actually appeared on Friday Night Tights way back in the day, and he's also on Twitter a lot. So please do come check that out. Babe the Menace at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, supposed to be on Mandy Summers' channel. So just pay attention to my Twitter to see if that's confirmed. The Dark Council on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, which is going to be over on the Gospel According to Mark with AC's channel. On Thursday, I have a new special series coming out. I have started a channel over on Twitch that I'm going to start putting content out on. And we're kicking things off Thursday at 5 p.m. with an episode 1 watch party of Reacher. So is supposed to be on there with me. So we're going to do a live watch party of episode 1. And we're also going to do a review of the episode afterwards. And Friday for the lunch table show, Paulie of the Latino Slant is going to be a revisiting guest. So he's going to be on there hanging out with us. Friday evening, I'm going to have a surprise stream from one of the theme parks. I haven't decided which yet. And of course, Saturday at 7 p.m. is going to be my 3K Samba stream celebration to celebrate 3,000 amazing subscribers. And I'm so thankful to folks like you in the chat who subscribe to me, shouted out my streams, all of that. Honestly, I would not be here if it were not for so many of you. So I'm so thankful. It's going to be a great time. We've got all kinds of people dropping by the panel. We're just going to have a whole lot of fun. And I'm hoping for it to be even more epic than the cheerleading stream. So hopefully you guys can come out for that. And again, thanks so much for supporting our culture and all of us independent content creators out here in the YouTube space.
Wow. Thank you.
That was about a minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, you did great. I love it. Thanks for being out here. I really appreciate it. You're always welcome. Of course, we also have
3 hours later.
That's right. We also have the shelled one himself, Shellbuck, TJC.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, probably around 6-ish Pacific. I think I'm gonna be hopping on the old interwebs and the YouTubes and to just talk about, I don't know, maybe the stuff that's going on up in Canada or whatever with the truckers or something. Just like a little warm up. Let's say, for Yelling at Parked Cars, which takes place over on Comics Division's channel. And our boy Culture is a frequent panelist of. So just pay attention to the Twitter sphere and whatnot for notifications.
Yeah, and also watch Shelly make a lot of friends over there recently.
Yeah.
Cool.
It happens.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here. And for the other panelists that joined us earlier, of course, Wes Moody, who had to get Russ running. And if you look in the description right now, you can click on the link for Lorena's show for Welcome to Florida, which is coming up later, if you want to avoid sports ball of any kind. And that's always a lot of fun. We have a good time over there. I'm sure Florida Woman will entertain. And of course, the other link that's in the chat right now in the description is for Machine's Draw Stream, which is live right now. So do check that out. I really appreciate all of you being here. Couldn't have the show without you. And I will end the show the same way I always do and say, be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.